Whoa, whoa, whoa. You can race babies on a cruise ship, flying bikes. You can race seahorses. What is going on with these cruise ships? Hey sailors, welcome back to Cruising as Crew. Today, we are going to talk about the weird and wonderful things that you can find on board cruise ships. Now, you might be thinking, well, Lucy, there's quite a lot. There is like surf simulators on Royal Caribbean, there's a go-kart track, there's skydiving simulators, there's a bionic bar on Royal Caribbean. So you might be thinking like, I know all the weird and wonderful things that you can find on cruise ships. Well, I think I have found some weird and wonderful things that you haven't seen or heard of before. Not only are they weird, I just think it's really cool that someone thought to put these things on a cruise ship. So the first thing that really caught my eye, because I just thought that is weird, is celebrities hot glass class. So you can actually participate in live glass blowing and make your very own glass ornament on board Celebrity Equinox, Celebrity Solstice and Celebrity Eclipse. So there we can see all the different ornaments that you can make. Oh, I quite like the whale. I think I'd want to make like a vase though, because at least it's handy. Like can actually do something with it. Okay, and there's the ovens, kilns. Okay, so she's now spinning the molten glass and she's putting the colour. She's putting the colour on the glass. That's really cool, to be fair. This is, I don't know, this is something I would definitely have a go on. Would you have a go on this, or are you like, nah, I'm good, that's not for me? Who thought about putting this on a cruise ship? Do you think they did a survey and celebrity passengers were like, we want hot glass on board? That's what we want. That's what we want to do on our cruise ships. We want to blow glass and make hot glass ornaments on our cruise. So in my research, it says that a hot glass class lasts about 20 minutes. So it only takes 20 minutes for a passenger to be able to make their own glass art. And it says passengers get to work with molten glass heated over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, considering fire is the biggest threat on board a cruise ship, I am surprised that this is a thing on board ships. Like, surely an oven heated at over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit is a fire hazard? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. Like, you're not even allowed candles. But it says here, Celebrity's glass studio was custom engineered to be all electric with no gas or propane fuel involved. Engineers had to invent a brand new system that could generate the necessary heat using electricity alone. This resulted in a patented electric glass blowing furnace technology that is quiet, compact and safe enough for a cruise ship environment. I think this is really cool. Like really cool. Now, since we're talking about extreme temperatures, something else that is found on cruise ships that I think is really strange is an ice bar. Quite the opposite. So on Norwegian Epic, Norwegian Breakaway and Norwegian Getaway, they have a Sky Ice Bar. So it says the Sky Vodka Ice Bar is a unique Scandinavian inspired venue where the entire environment, walls, bar, seating and even drink glasses is crafted from ice, mainly at chilly 17 degrees Fahrenheit, which is -8 Celsius. Guests are provided with hooded parkas and gloves to stay warm while enjoying the frosty setting. So it says an entry fee is about $20 per person. The duration of your time slot is 45 minutes. And that includes 2 specialty cocktails made with Sky Vodka, because it's in partnership with Sky Vodka. Use of a hooded parka and gloves during the visit, and access to the ice crafted environment for photos and enjoyment. Even got like the Northern Lights in there, which it says it's a vibrant LED lighting enhancing the icy ambiance. But actually, if any of you have been to either the hot glass class or the ice bar, I mean, honestly, I'm hoping you've never heard of these before. But if you have and you've been to them, please let me know if they're any good, because they look it. Like, they look really cool. It always just gets me when people are like, oh, why do you like cruising? I'm like, have you seen cruise ships? Have you seen how insane they are? And like the things you can do on board? Like, why wouldn't you like cruising? Unless you're severely motion sick, I don't understand why you wouldn't like it. Okay, so this next one, I honestly think it is one of the weirdest things you can do at sea. But this isn't one I researched. This is one I witnessed firsthand when I was working on board Virgin Voyages. And the name of this thing is the Horseplay Seahorse Auction and Race. At the beginning of the cruise, there will be a seahorse auction where people turn up and you bid on a seahorse. But this is not a real seahorse. This is a handcrafted wooden seahorse. So there are 6 wooden seahorses up for grabs and people bid on a seahorse. And if you are one of the 6 people that get a seahorse, you will go away with the artist and you will be able to custom decorate your wooden seahorse that you have just purchased. Some of these seahorses go for $50 and some people pay upwards of $1,000.
$1,025. If you want this seahorse, you need this seahorse, you gotta get it. $1,025, you get $1,050. $1,050 here for our final seahorse.
You've decorated your seahorse and then later in the cruise, you're going to race your wooden seahorse. Race is conducted as a board game style event where seahorses advance based on dice rolls or wheel spins. Random events can influence the outcome, adding an element of unpredictability and fun to the seahorse race. And the owner of the winning seahorse receives the total pot collected from the auction. I think it's minus 10% because Virgin Voyages take that. It's just a really weird concept. Really strange concept. Anyway, you probably didn't know that existed unless you've been on Virgin Voyages, but you can in fact race a seahorse at sea. The next one is also something I witnessed when working on board a cruise ship, so I didn't have to do much research for this. This is just something that's always stuck in my mind. Honestly, it was one of my favourite things on board this cruise line. I think it's so much fun. I think it's a great idea, but nevertheless, it's really weird. And that is on Disney, when I worked on Disney, they have something called Jack's Diaper Dash. So if you have watched The Incredibles, if you haven't, where have you been? There's a little baby who is a superhero. He has superpowers. And Jack's Diaper Dash is inspired by that baby. And it's a really light-hearted, fun event that happens on Disney Cruise Line. It's really well attended because it's just so weird and wonderful. But basically, it's a baby race where crawling babies compete to get to the finish line first. So if you have an infant that can crawl, then you can participate, or sorry, your child can participate. But toddlers who can walk or have just started walking cannot participate. But actually, I went to one of these Jack's Diaper Dashes while I was on Disney Cruise Line, and a baby took his first steps while in the race, and like the whole room erupted and was like, oh my god. Obviously, unfortunately, he was disqualified. Of course, you get some babies who just sit and they don't understand what they're supposed to do. But actually, the funniest thing is watching the parents, because usually you have one parent just like giving the child a gentle nudge, and then you have the other parent, the favorite parent at the finish line, watching these parents, you know, make faces and do all of these things to try and entice their child to crawl to them as fast as they can is hilarious. So if you ever go on a Disney cruise, obviously there are loads of things to do on a Disney cruise, but I really think you need to try and go to Jack's Diaper Dash. It is a highlight. It really is. And then the last thing that I'm going to mention that I think is really strange is the Sky Ride that is available on Carnival Cruise Line. So it is the first pedal-powered open-air aerial attraction. So basically, riders climb aboard these recumbent like bikes that are suspended from an 800-foot long track, and you basically cycle your way around the ship's top deck, and you are 150 foot above sea level. I don't like heights, so this would not be for me, but if you do, then I don't know, maybe this would be for you. So this is available on Vista, Horizon and Panorama. The maximum weight is £250 per person, and you need to wear closed-toed shoes. But actually, this is surprising. So how long do you think this would take? It says it takes 1 to 2 minutes, depending on your pedaling speed. But riders can reach speeds of up to 18 miles an hour. Let's think about the wind. You know when you're like on top deck of a cruise ship, you are dangling off the side of a ship on a bike, going at 18 miles an hour? that wind would be... But yeah, look at it. It looks like, you know, like Cat in the Hat, you've got thing 1 and thing 2. It looks like something that they would have. But yeah, I just think that's so... It's so strange. But those are 5 things that I think are really weird, and I can't quite believe that you can find them on board cruise ships. I just don't know what's next. Like, these cruise ships, they keep churning them out, and I'm like, what more can they do? But they keep surprising us, which is great. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments, and I could possibly do another one, do some research on some even more obscure things that you can find on board cruise ships. But yeah, have a fantastic rest of the week, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you are still here at the end of the video, leave me a smiley face in the comments so I know that you're a real one. But yeah, I love you so much. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!